everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the Gilda's Club Twin Cities Imagine a Place breakfast. I'm Noah Hurley. When I was 2.5, I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia. For 4 years, I had chemotherapy every day, steroids 5 days a month, and lots of spinal taps. Because I was so young, there's a lot that I don't remember, but I have a surgery scar right here that reminds me of what my family and I went through. Before my diagnosis, my mom and dad thought we were a strong family, and I'm sure we were, but cancer took over and dictated our lives. It was really rough. It would have been so much easier if we would have had more support from people who actually understood what we were going through. This is why I've been involved in helping to open the Gilda's Club doors for the past 2 years at this breakfast. The progress in the past 2 years has been incredible. 2 years ago, you donated enough money for the down payment on the building, which we bought in 2012. And last year, we raised enough money to start the remodeling process on the building. I am so happy to know that the Twin Cities is finally having its own Gilda's Club so that no one has to face cancer alone. This year, I'm turning over the microphone and emceeing responsibilities to 2 amazing people. These 2 people have a special connection with me. They were on my social care and medical team during my battle with cancer. My doctor, Dr. Chris Moertel, and my family's social care worker, Kirsten Moertel.
Thanks, Noah. Dude, come back here. Look at this wonderful, talented, intelligent, and funny young man. Noah is proof of the modern miracle that's been achieved through medical research and the cancer treatments that are available to kids and adults like him today. We've reached our medical goal with Noah and with many others like him, and you're awesome. Get out of here.
Yes, we reached the medical goal. And while Noah doesn't remember that time, his mother, father, brother, and sister certainly do. Prior to Noah's cancer diagnosis, his family was indeed sturdy and strong. They had resources. They were a strong family who had it all together. They had financial security, intellectual capabilities, a supportive school, and many, many close family and friends. Yet, at times, they still crumbled. During the hundreds and hundreds of hours that they spent at the hospital and clinic over the years, the mother and father never stopped searching for people and programs to make things better. And it could have been better. That's why it's so important for us to open the red doors of Gilda's Club Twin Cities. The emotional, social, and psychological support so needed will be available at our Gilda's Club. It's for anyone impacted by any type of cancer, be they men, women, children, teenagers, family, friends, neighbors. We'll be open 6 days a week, free of charge, and offer many programs people can choose to attend, all led by qualified, licensed professionals. Programs and support for each member of the family available when they need it within a home-like environment. And just as important as the programs are the relationships that will be created among the people who are in the room while they attend the programs. At Gilda's Club, people understand, and I know that there's nothing like it in the Twin Cities.
Within our community, we have tremendous medical resources. We're touted as a healthcare leader. In the 20-some years I've practiced medicine, I've seen great leaps in the oncology therapy available. And now I'm also seeing the care structure beginning to focus around a positive environment of care and psychosocial support that barely existed 2 decades ago. Gilda's Club is a prime example of this type of support. The evidence exists supporting this type of environment where the effectiveness of services is aimed at relieving the emotional distress that accompanies cancer. Many studies show that early identification and treatment of psychosocial distress through counseling and support pays off. Average hospital stays are shorter. Hospitalization, physician office, and emergency room visits are fewer. Even the number of prescriptions received goes down. And family support through residential facilities like Hope Lodge and Ronald McDonald House are here today and relieve a lot of family stress. Gilda's Club is different. It is a non-residential cancer support facility with psychosocial oncology mental health professionals offering a wide variety of programming supporting the quality of life needs for individuals living with cancer. Gilda's Club is for men, women, teens, children, and their family and friends, for anyone impacted by any type of cancer. It fills a much-needed role in our Twin Cities medical community. In our careers, and as the co-chairs of the Gilda's Club Medical Resource Council, we work closely with the medical community every day. They see the need, and so do we.
On behalf of the entire Gilda's Club organization, we thank each and every one of you for being here today. We'd like your help for a moment in acknowledging and thanking some important individuals and organizations, but let's save the applause until the very end. I first want to thank our co-founders of Gilda's Club Twin Cities, Jenny Lillidahl, I can't see you in the dark, Carrie Puterbaugh, and Dolly Lowry, all of whom are here today. Thank you. Now, these women continue to do so much to support our organization, and you're wonderful. Now, as you look around the room at name tags, you'll see people wearing different colored ribbons that indicate their level of involvement with Gilda's Club. At each table, there's a host wearing a black ribbon. These people have invited you here today so that you may be moved and inspired.
And we've got to give special thank yous to our sponsors wearing silver ribbons. BMO Harris Bank and Cara Levin are our 2013 Community Outreach sponsors. With their generosity, the Gilda's Club story will spread throughout the community.
We also thank these sponsors: LifeTouch, Fantasia, Elizabeth and Daniel Gengel, Alan Florisek, General Mills, Doubletree Hotel, Kelly Cotton Photography, Brand Speak, Star Exhibits, Forte Promotions, and Big Inc.
We would like to acknowledge and thank our wonderful and very supportive board members, there's one, who are also wearing black ribbons.
Our current members of the Clubhouse Circle are wearing a red ribbon. These are individuals who have already given to Gilda's Club in a generous level. You too can join this very special circle, and you'll hear more about that later.
And finally, we want to thank and commend our fabulous Gilda Club Twin Cities volunteers, wearing red t-shirts, you've already seen them today, who work so hard to make this event possible. If you're wearing a ribbon or a Gilda's Club t-shirt, stand up now and be recognized.
And we can all applaud.
Hi, these are our friends and classmates from St. Therese School in Deep Haven. They are here to share the gift of music in honor of all of our families at our school who are touched by cancer.
One of these families living with cancer is ours. Our mom, who has chronic cancer, is here today. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our honor to introduce the St. Therese School Liturgical Choir, special guest Mark Thomas.
When I'm feeling all alone and I'm far away from home, oh, I need you to hear me.
When my friends all turn away and I ache to hear you say that you are with me through it all.
You are the light, you're the song that I'm singing. Whom should I fear when you are with me? For you are my all, and with you there is nothing I can't do. With you by my side.
Inside, with no safe place to hide, oh, I need you to listen.
When it seems I can't go on, then I long to hear the song, reminding me you are my friend. You are the light, you're the song that I'm singing. Whom should I fear?
We are all here today to ensure that no one has to face cancer alone, that there will be a place where anyone can go for the support and care so desperately needed. There are many Gilda's clubs operating today throughout the country. Each of them has an iconic bright red door. In the center of your table is that bright red door. That red door signifies a place of hope, healing, and oftentimes humor. It's a place for men, women, teens, children, along with their families and friends. Anyone of any age impacted by any type of cancer. It's a place to go. And in your program is a story from the Phillips family, who are here with us today. Jeffy, you are an inspiration, you're a remarkable person, and Andy, thank you for your gift of poetry. Today, we will ask each of you to share in their vision, to walk through that red door and experience a place where no one in our community will ever have to face cancer alone. There is no place like Gilda's Club in the Twin Cities today. If you haven't already started or finished your meal, I invite you to do so and chat with people at your table. During our brief breakfast break, our volunteers will be bringing you a gift. This gift contains a wholesome and nutritious recipe created by Gilda's Club volunteer Lisa Dahlmeyer, whose business Planted for Life focuses on plant-based nutrition and named in honor of our capital campaign, Paint the Red Door. The chili represents the nutritional, healthful approach you'll find at Gilda's Club Teaching Kitchen, where our members can learn food preparation as part of our healthy lifestyles. Or they can come together for social opportunities, such as a good old-fashioned Minnesota potluck, which may feature some chili. These two healthy lifestyles and social opportunities, along with the support, the education, information, and referral, are the cornerstones of Gilda's club programming. We'll resume our program in just a few minutes. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle Silverman, and I have the privilege of being the executive director of Gilda's Club Twin Cities. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I'd like us all to now participate in an early morning experiential moment. I'd like to take a moment and have us experience the impact of cancer in our community. If you have ever been diagnosed with cancer, would you please stand up and remain standing for just a moment? If you have a family member or a loved one who has ever been diagnosed with cancer, would you please stand up and join the others? If you have a friend or a coworker whose life has been impacted by cancer, would you now also stand too? Everyone, take a look around. This is why we are here this morning. We are here because every 18 minutes, someone in Minnesota is diagnosed with a new case of cancer. That equates to 27,000 people here in Minnesota. And as you can see, the number explodes exponentially when we include loved ones, family, and friends too. Please take your seat. I'm still standing for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, because I was first impacted by cancer when I lost my mother at age 14 due to breast cancer. My nephew, Noah Hurley, who you all met this morning, he survived his battle with leukemia, and he was first diagnosed at 2.5, and we're so grateful he just turned 12. This past November, our family lost our niece Maisie. She passed away at age 22 after fighting cancer and living courageously for 2 years. Reason number 2 of why I'm still standing is because when you are at the doctor's office and you hear you have cancer or your loved one has cancer, your life changes, period. For just a moment, everything stops. Sometimes you feel a loss of control. Almost every time you feel a loss of control, you feel vulnerable, sometimes a loss of hope, and sometimes very unwanted isolation. And reason number 3, because 4 out of 5 people here in Minnesota are impacted by cancer. We saw evidence of that just a few minutes ago. This is the gap that Gilda's Club will be filling in our community when our doors open. We will be serving cancer patients and their families just like mine. So now you know why I'm standing here and why I am so committed to this mission and getting the doors of Gilda's Club Twin Cities open. Now, together, let's imagine a place.
Gilda's Club Worldwide was founded in 1991 in memory of comedian Gilda Radner, best known for her work on NBC's Saturday Night Live. Gilda's experience inspired those around her to envision a special place, one beyond the walls of hospitals and clinics for those touched by cancer.
Every healthcare organization has some forms of support, a social worker, a child life specialist. But after hours, how do patients access that support? And if you're a patient with cancer who's receiving chemotherapy in a clinic during the day, what is your motivation to return to that same place that evening?
Gilda's Club Worldwide formed to serve a critical need, providing men, women, children, and their friends and families a place to learn how to live with cancer. More than just offering support groups, Gilda's Club is a place to connect, learn, and socialize with others who are going through similar cancer challenges. A permanent address within a community. A warm, inviting environment open 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. From support groups to classes designed to help improve life skills to social activities and Noogie Land, a special place where kids can be kids. Gilda's Club adds a breadth and depth to the cancer care continuum in the Twin Cities, working collaboratively with the whole cancer care community.
I want a single place where, as a community, we can focus our resources for cancer support.
Please join us in making Gilda's dream a reality for families in the Twin Cities. Together, let's open the red door.
We are so close to providing that single place right here in the Twin Cities. Through the support of many of you sitting in this room, our 400 committed volunteers, and our community at large, we have raised $2.5 million of our $3.8 million capital campaign. And this does not even include over $100,000 of donated services, labor, and materials for our clubhouse that is currently under renovation. We have come so far in the last 3 years. In 2011, together, we imagined a place. In 2012, we bought the place. And in 2013, with your help today, we will open the place of support so that we can serve our community right now. Thank you for that. That was unplanned. Our nationally acclaimed comprehensive program of support is in use at over 57 affiliates of the cancer support community nationwide. And we are honored that our association with the cancer support community makes us part of the largest employer of psychosocial oncology professionals in the United States. Our 5-part program is comprised of support, education, healthy lifestyle, social opportunities, and information and referral. You saw in the video that what the program looks like in action, what it looks like on the faces of men, women, teenagers, and children across the United States. So now I'd like to invite you to come with me and imagine walking through our iconic red door here in the Twin Cities. Upon entering, you're immediately greeted by one of our volunteers. And the very first thing that you notice is that the living room is warm and welcoming. There are people talking together, and they are all warmed by the fireplace. The kitchen nearby smells of something delicious, and there's a guest chef who is making up a pot of, yep, you guessed it, Paint the Red Door chili, which you all got the recipe for today. You are going to have a bite of that before you head off to your support group. You are already feeling nourished and cared for, and you've just arrived. On your way to the support group, you stop at the community room because a doctor and nurse are conducting one of our educational sessions, and they're talking about how you can manage pain and the side effects of chemotherapy. Now, your support group is just one of many that are happening today at Gilda's Club. There's a group for newly diagnosed members. There's a group for parents who have children with cancer. There's a group for spouses and family members, and that is just a few. All of our groups are led by licensed mental health professionals, and the entire program is offered at no cost. As you peek into the expressive arts studio, you find that there's a program being led by an expressive arts therapist. And that person is teaching everyone how to manage our feelings through paint and through clay. In the mind-body studio, you hear laughter yoga, and everyone is relieving stress, breathing, and opening their minds. Did you know that teens are one of the most underserved populations of children in our community that are impacted by cancer? Well, at Gilda's Club, we do know that, and that is why we are going to have both a teen program and a room, teen mixed media room, as well as Noogie Land, which is for younger children, where children can come to Gilda's Club and feel safe and secure and know they have a program that has been created just for them. I want all of you to know that while we're working so feverishly every day to get our doors open, we are providing support whenever possible because our phones ring every day. 3 weeks ago, we were having our Frankly Speaking About Breast Cancer breast reconstruction workshop. A woman named Julie from Chanhassen came to the workshop. She was diagnosed 3 months ago. She has stage 3 breast cancer, and although she has a husband and 2 sons at home, she really feels alone in processing her thoughts and feelings about cancer. She came to our workshop, she was overwhelmed, she had anxiety, and she had lots of questions. She told us her vision is to live through her cancer journey, and no one on her medical team had given her any assurances that there was a bright spot to this. After attending our workshop, Julie got her questions answered. She left feeling empowered and ready to face her next steps. I would like to read to you the email that she sent to me, well, to us, our team, on Tuesday of this week, because she had a few more questions. And she also said in her email, "At times, I was so overwhelmed and sometimes felt hopeless, but now I realize there are many bright lights during this journey. And meeting others like the women I met at Gilda's Club that morning helped me internalize that, and it's something I hold on to every day." You see, everyone, that's what Gilda's Club did for Julie just a few weeks ago. And there's so much more we can do for her and others in our community just like her. There's so much more we can do for Julie, for me, for you, and the rest of our community. Thank you for being here.
I've been hearing about Gilda's Club for years, and I know that it's taken years to get to this state, and it was fun to finally see the location where it's all going to happen. What I'm most excited about is actually the heart of any home, and that's the kitchen. And I know that during my experience with chemotherapy, there have been times where I've gained a lot of weight and it's been really hard to control weight, and nutrition classes would be great. Also, there have been times when it's been difficult to eat. Some of my medications have made my mouth look like a World War II zone, and it would be great to be with other people who are experiencing the same issues to be able to brainstorm what foods can work.
Well, I think I'm excited about Noogie Land. Our little 6-year-old is gonna just love it. All the bright colors, all the fun activities. He's totally into that kind of stuff.
I'm Camille Scheel, wife to Wade, who you just saw on the screen visiting the Gilda's Clubhouse with me. I'm also mother of 2 children, Vivian, my 12-year-old daughter, and Jackson, my 6-year-old son. My daughter was just 6, and my son 1.5 when I was first diagnosed with breast cancer. It surprised me. I had no family history. I was living a very healthy lifestyle. Yet in September 2007, I found a lump on my breast. Within 10 days of diagnosis, I had a lumpectomy. During the surgery, they found the cancer was more advanced than they had originally believed. It had already moved to my lymph nodes, so it was stage 3. I received the most aggressive chemotherapy and radiation available at that time. Then I learned I had the BRCA2 mutation responsible for my cancer. This greatly increased my chance of getting breast cancer again and also ovarian cancer. So I had a double mastectomy, a hysterectomy, and my ovaries removed. I was young. I was strong. We wanted to take no chances. During the 2 years of my life, from the diagnosis to my final reconstructive surgery, life went on. I tried hard at work, but was exhausted much of the time. My mother died, and my kids were growing. My husband was often acting as a single parent. It wasn't always easy to find support. My friends and coworkers were terrific. Through my daughter's school, we found a social worker to help her. We did find some support groups that helped us learn to parent through cancer, but there wasn't a centralized place to get information on what was available in the Twin Cities for the entire family. So we just got through it. That is, until 2012. I'd been having pain in my hip, and an MRI revealed that the cancer had returned. It had now metastasized into my pelvis, hips, ribs, spine, and scapula. The cancer was stage 4. What was probably the most life-changing for me was last summer, at age 42, I realized I wouldn't be able to work anymore. Even if I could work part-time, I didn't have the energy to spend keeping house and spending time with my family. I look at my future with thoughts of my need to take care of my family, my need to contribute through maybe work someday, or certainly volunteering. My need to have quality in my life and in my family's. There's a lot missing. From a medical perspective, while my doctor can't give me a specific prognosis, statistically speaking, most people with my situation and with the treatments that are available right now generally have about 2 to 5 years, maybe 7. Who knows what treatments will become available during that time? So I can't and don't really worry about it on a daily basis. My mantra is keep calm and carry on. I get through it all with the primary concern of trying to keep life as normal as possible for the kids. But when life changes, when my hair falls out, when I have to wear compression garments or wrap up my arm, when I quit working, when I'm sleeping all afternoon, when my personality changes after chemo and all I want is to be alone, it's all tough to explain. It's hard because they're kids. Having a place like Gilda's Club would be a big advantage. Having a place specifically where the kids can be around other kids and the family can be a family. We could go to Gilda's Club. My daughter could go to the teen room. My son could go to Noogie Land and play. My husband, Wade, the artist, could help out in the expressive art studio. I could go to a support group or class with other moms, wives, and women like me. There's a lot of uncertainty going forward. It's a confusing journey. Gilda's Club will be a resource and connecting point, removing some of the uncertainty and giving back some of the control while I'm living with cancer. My family needs Gilda's Club right now. It's not here, and I need Gilda's Club right now.
Driving up today was pretty emotional to have been a part of Gilda's Club for a number of years now. To see this part of the journey come to fruition is pretty amazing, and I feel honored to have been a part of this and to be in this space and to see the shell. It's fantastic.
Well, being a cancer survivor myself, I realize that you're in a very vulnerable position. No matter how confident a person you may have been, now you're looking at your life in a very different way. And so when I saw the floor plan and I saw how this was going to be designed, I said to myself, this is a place that I could feel very comfortable in, and I could feel it just putting its arms around me and supporting me.
Remembering how tough it was to go through cancer now a couple of times, and I can just see us all offering some sort of support for the families that go through. It's tough. It's really tough. And sometimes you want to be acknowledged for it being tough, and sometimes you don't want to talk about it being tough.
And I think that's what Gilda's Club has the capacity to do, is to be able to deal with people where they're at and respect and honor where they're at.
Good morning. My name is David McNally, and it is a privilege for me to be here this morning to support Gilda's Club. The young women you saw in the film were my daughters, Sarah and Kate. We were visiting the Gilda's clubhouse, then an empty space, but which is now being transformed into a place that will provide the very much needed social and emotional support that would have been incredibly helpful to my family had it been available when we needed it. I have two more daughters and a son, and my son is in the middle of the four girls, and I'm pleased to say his therapy is going very well. My deep personal connection to cancer began 10 years ago when I lost my wife, Jo, to ovarian cancer. So my story is not only a story of deep personal loss, but also that of my 5 children facing the loss of their mother, but not wanting to believe it was possible. Subsequently, of course, they had to deal with that loss. And as young people, that was difficult as they adored their mother. Then just 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with squamous cell carcinoma, which had metastasized as a lump in my neck. My children now had to witness their father having extensive surgery and a debilitating round of radiation and chemotherapy. So where do you go to talk about and find support when there is potential to lose another parent from this deadly disease? That is why we're all here this morning. No matter whom you are or what you've accomplished, when you receive a diagnosis of cancer, you will never probably feel more vulnerable. Let me share a personal experience that brought home the need to me for a place of comfort and support, a place to help people hold a positive vision for the future because that would play a key role in their healing. You know, when we're faced with a life-threatening situation, it is the rare person who can look beyond their immediate survival and give thought to the notion that this experience could eventually be transformative. Clearly, that was how my life was unfolding as I went through my treatment for head and neck cancer. Now, to ensure that the radiation is focused in the exact area of the neck where the cancer cells are active, the radiologists mold a plastic mask that fully covers the head and top of the shoulders. The mask is used every day of treatment, and mine amounted to 35 days. Now, depending upon your perspective, the mask can be quite ominous, as it also has bolts that screw into the table upon which one is lying. The intention is to restrict head movement, as there are so many areas where misplacement could mean a permanent and significant disability. Now, the radiation itself, and if you've been through it, you understand this, is not painful. However, lingering side effects for me have been a compromised sense of taste, significant weight loss. I actually used to be built like a running back. A lack of saliva, my water, and hearing loss. The good news, however, is that today my overall sense of well-being is very good. Now, as you might imagine, the mask does not hold pleasant memories for me. It never occurred to me that anything positive would ever come from being in the embrace of that mask for so long. Someone else, however, saw the mask differently. That person is the fourth of my 5 children, Jesse, who is an artist and is with me here this morning. On one of the daily trips to the hospital, Jesse was my driver. While there, she took advantage of the opportunity to observe what I was experiencing. When Jessie discovered that the hospital threw away the mask once the treatment was over, she immediately laid claim to it. Now, as an older parent, one of the things that I have learned is that you never ask your older children questions to which you really don't want to know the answer. So my only counsel was the following: Jessie, I haven't got a clue what you're going to do with that mask, but know one thing: I never want to see it again. As the months went by, my quest to regain my health and strength absorbed all of my physical, emotional, and spiritual resources. What Jessie might be doing with the mask, quite frankly, never entered my mind until a memorable night that would turn out to be one of the most incredible experiences of my life. My partner, Cheryl, who's with me this morning, and I were visiting the St. Paul art crawl, where Jessie was one of the featured artists. Now, of course, as any proud father would be, I wanted to get to my daughter's space as soon as possible. Upon entering the room, I was immediately drawn to a piece hanging on a far wall. My eyes could not make out exactly what it was, but my visceral response was so great that I knew it was the mask. I crossed the room very slowly because my emotions were running rampant. As the work came into my sight, I was looking not, I found myself, at a symbol of my past, but at a transformed vision of my future. On the wall, its eyes peering straight at me, was a magnificent eagle. Ah, how limiting our thoughts can be. Oh, how life's setbacks can place false restrictions on the possibilities of what still can be. I have no desire to interpret what my story might mean to you. But ladies and gentlemen, you have been invited here this morning to support a most wonderful organization, Gilda's Club. Know, however, that you will be inspiring thousands of others to hold a personal vision of healing and health. You will be providing hope, and in so doing, you will be transforming the lives of others.
I lost my sister to cancer 14 years ago and kind of was looking for something like a Gilda's Club. I had heard about Gilda's Club while I was living in Chicago. So I called the people at Gilda's Club and said, hey, tell me about this. What is Gilda's Club? Who do I contact? They put me in touch with the national office and they said, oh, there isn't one in the Twin Cities, but you could start one.
And then the three of us who didn't know each other before got together 8 years ago this
for
week.
Tea, yeah. For tea, right?
I think for coffee and tea at the general store in Minnetonka.
But I think the interesting thing is that we all felt isolated and we all felt like we were looking for something in our lives after having lost somebody.
Yeah.
And so it's that isolation and coming together that I think has really built the organization for everybody that has volunteered.
This is just going to be such a healing environment and so warm and welcoming. To see the fireplace that's going to be in the living room, I mean, I'm just so excited.
It's already, it feels healing in a way.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I mean, I think the windows and having the trees and just the environment here, I mean, look at it, it's a mess, but it feels already like a home, you know, it already feels like Gilda's Club.
We've come a long way in 8 years. Are you all as moved as I am by all those stories? It's just amazing. I'm Carrie Puterbaugh, who, along with Jenny Lillidahl and Dolly Lowry, are the founders of Gilda's Club Twin Cities. You just saw the three of us at the clubhouse. That was so exciting. As Dolly explained so eloquently, we came together 8 years ago, having explored the possibility of opening up a Gilda's Club each on our own. And you know, there was another individual also exploring that possibility, our very own Kirsten Moertel, co-chair of our Medical Resource Council and MC of today's program. She also saw the need for social and emotional support for families living with cancer in her work as a social worker as people were getting medical treatment for their cancer. When my mom was diagnosed in 1992, it was devastating. I was 25, she was 65. My family did not know how to deal with cancer, so we didn't deal with it. I didn't have any friends with a parent with cancer, and in fact, at the age of 25, who even thought about cancer? Not me. I felt completely alone and isolated and didn't know where to turn. After my mom passed away, I became aware that Gene Wilder, Gilda Radner's husband, and her cancer psychotherapist, Joanna Bull, were trying to open a clubhouse in Gilda Radner's honor in New York City. So I, along with my father, began donating. And I watched as clubhouses started opening up across the country, and I was so excited for that. And then when the time was right for me, I made the commitment to open up a clubhouse in the Twin Cities. And the first step in the process, my husband, Eric, and I visited the clubhouse in Milwaukee. And oh my gosh, once Eric and I got into the clubhouse and we saw what would happen there and the emotional and social support that was happening, I became totally convinced that the Twin Cities needed a Gilda's Club. Now, 8 years later, we are so close to opening our doors, and we're providing that support that our community needs. My words cannot begin to tell you how excited and thrilled I am. In fact, I've had a lot of people asking me, how do you feel? You're so close to opening. I go, woohoo! Do a little tippy dance. And I get goosebumps like I did today when I heard David and Camille's stories. There's so many people that we can impact by this. And I am so proud to be part of the Gilda's Club community, donating my time and my talents and contributing as a Clubhouse Circle member. And each of you must know that your partnership and support will make a tangible difference in the lives of people living with cancer. You know, many of you came to this breakfast today probably because a friend asked you, or maybe you are a fan of our mission. Now that you've heard the incredible progress that we've made and the stories of why the Gilda's Club program is so important in our community, it's my privilege